and these two teams solid at that, especially Empire. I feel like more so in the sense that they've proven more in NIP. On the other hand, they got a new roster of sorts, and Sandia replacing Cinderin, and it's not official yet, but Mickey has been playing a lot with the team in place of Quakefa, so something tells me we could be hearing news in the near future. But I'm Breaking CBK, joined by Xerox here. Yeah, what do you think?
I mean, at this point, how many games does someone play with someone before they're not a stand-in?
Yeah.
It's been 5 or 6 series in a row that I've seen him, so. And we obviously know Cinderin's been off being a little busy with other ventures. Yeah, I think it's safe to say he's part of the team. If you want to call him a sub, if you want to call him something else, whatever, but stand-in's a stretch at this point. Either way, we do see the Warlock LC ban out of NIP. Very standard bans there. Darkseer and Empire out of Empire, pretty standard as well. Did I say Darkseer and Empire out of Empire? I did.
You did, and I let it go.
Monkey King. It's fine. It's fine. So the Mag Spirit Breaker. I love seeing Spirit Breaker in a game. Just such an aggressive hero. It's very exciting. And Tree Terrorblade out of NIP. We've seen quite a bit of Era Terrorblade actually lately. It's done some good things. It's done some not so good things.
I almost was expecting the Phoenix there, to be honest, because NIP, they actually ran Phoenix the couple of games we watched them in the Zodak qualifiers, which, frankly, they were losses, but still, they ran the Phoenix in that matchup there, and of course he pairs very well with the Tree and Protector. I believe you were the one even kind of explaining that from the Kiev Major, what we saw there, but it's just a good Terrorblade in the end, so will we have a Phoenix eventually? I guess that's still possible.
I think it's totally possible. When you're not known for it, I don't know if it rises to the forefront of other people's minds as much. So I don't necessarily think you need to early pick it. Maybe wait and see if Empire picks another melee or two. Because the more melee there are, the better that Phoenix is, because they have to run all the way to the egg to hit it. So yeah, I'm liking it as a possibility. Do I think it's a mandatory pickup? No.
So as we're talking about here, I was kind of thinking about this too, and whether or not it's a plus or a minus that Empire's coming right into this, after finishing what apparently was a pretty grueling series. Their first game ended up going like 65 minutes. They won that one, then Spirit won the next one about 40 minutes or so, and then the final game went to about 50-plus minutes. So, it was a longer series, and then, maybe a 10-minute break at the most, and they're jumping right into another one. Now, you could argue, I guess, momentum, being that they won it especially, is nice, but it's a little draining. I mean, people, I think, underestimate how draining it can be, playing in a competitive atmosphere and, going from one series to the next right away. So it's going to be interesting to see how Empire responds with that here.
Yeah, I'd say it's more so a negative than a positive. It's a lot of time spent on concentration. It's a lot of fatigue. And after you've played enough games of competitive Dota in a row, it gets to be a little hard to draft.
Yeah.
You start kind of drafting by formula rather than thinking individually about every draft, every hero you're picking, how it synergizes, what they play. And it can be definitely a grind to play more games. I don't think the momentum thing is as big of a factor as people give it credit for. It's not like CS where it's a round-based gameplay system and you're going like round to round and then there's momentum. There's a 10 to 15-minute break between the games. Yeah, I think it's definitely more of a downside than an upside.
The Phoenix ban coming out, so Empire doing their research, and also, I'm sure they're very aware that, again, especially paired up with the Tree and Protector, seems like that's kind of a duo that teams are running with, at least a couple out there, and NIP is one of them, so taking away the option.
Yeah. So Tree goes one of two ways. Either you use him to synergize with a high burst damage hero and try to blow someone up when he's coming out of the Nature's Skies, use the Overgrowth as a catalyst to just win a team fight off the bat, or you use him very controlling in conjunction with something like a Puck and control a big zone in a team fight, basically.
Yeah.
They could go either way. As I said, the Puck is a viable hero here. I want to see something like an Ursa, though. It seems like a Mickey hero. It really pairs super well with the Tree as soon as the blink comes out, because you can just blink on whoever Nature's Skies hits and try to explode them during that stun duration. So that'd be what I'd like to see out of NIP here.
Rubik. I want to get that out of the way.
Insane.
I am very confident it's going to be a Rubik here. Watch. Make me look good Nip. Yeah, no, Insandia.
Some pretty good spell steals.
It is. That's what I was looking at, too, yeah.
Like, Ice Path on Jakiro is okay. Okay, so it's Michaelina. That's fine. Ice Path on Jakiro is an okay spell in and of itself. When a Rubik steals it and it doesn't have the huge cast point, it's actually insane. Like, the Ice Path just comes out so fast, you really can't dodge it. There's always the RP steals in the back of your mind. I think it's definitely a likely pickup here.
Yeah.
And speaking of, we have a Jakiro.
Yeah, that. By the way, yeah, we do. We have a Chikiro. Not your everyday go-to support, but we do have one. Liquid Fire is a strong tool, and I've always kind of found it interesting with Chikiro that he brings what a lot of other supports don't necessarily bring, in that he can kind of split push by himself pretty effectively, actually, if that's the route you want to go. But on top of that, of course, has great team fight presence and good setup on top of the Magnus RP is the idea too. So.
Yeah, and I think it brings another element that's been a little neglected in being talked about in this patch. So the big reason teams are struggling to push early is because now towers get an armor buff based on number of enemy heroes nearby. That's all physical. Jakiro is, I believe, the only spell in the game to do magic damage to towers.
Is Shrapnel magic?
Shrapnel doesn't do damage to towers.
Of course not. I was testing you.
Yeah. Leshrak's Edict is physical.
5 seconds.
I can't think of any other spells right now that actually work on towers on their own. But yeah, so the armor buff is not relevant in Jakiro's pushing power, which is not a totally negligible thing. The Slark here, I'm curious to see how they play this, because like Shadowblade Slark doesn't seem great here, because like if he finds the Disruptor just smashes Kinetic Field Static Storm on top of him, and it can be a very easy 1-for-1. You lose the Disruptor, but then the team rotates in and kills the Slark. But I think if you would go something like the drums into S and Y, or like a more brawly style Slark build, it could be very good, coupled with Empower especially.
Yeah.
Just don't go Midas. Just don't go Midas.
No, don't do that.
Please.
A little disappointed we don't see the Rubik, because it is a fun hero to watch too. But it's not going to be. It's good that that hero pool is expanding quite a bit. But Disruptor coming out here, and as you're pointing out, does have its value. So.
Well, and it's extremely good into Magnus. Static Storm's faster cast than RP. So if Insania is super on the ball, he can actually Static Storm the RP before it comes down. If you just glimpse the Magnus as soon as you see the blink while Mag may get the RP off, he's not going to get the skewer back to put people out of position. So a lot of good things here to go with the Disruptor, and I like the pickup a lot.
We're looking for
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say we're looking for that Trixie hero with the final pick for NIP.
Yeah. I was just going to say, with Glimpse, it also gives you a way to stop Spirit Breaker from charging out of a fight. Like, if he wants to piece, you have a long time just to glimpse him all the way back in and ruin his escape plan. So it just kind of counters to almost every hero here on Empire in certain degrees. And as for that Trixie hero, okay, Sand King. It was either going to be Sand King or Centaur, were kind of the two I saw left.
I was almost thinking Clockwork. I don't know if you've seen him lately, but...
The problem with Clock is he doesn't win very many of these man fights. Like, Mag can most of the time skewer out of Clock Cogs. Spirit Breaker, again, most of the time can charge out, and Slark wins that man fight after like level 8, level 9.
True, yeah.
Once you can Shadow Dance most of the battery assault in the Cogs, then it goes definitely heavily in Slark's favor. But the Sand King also gives them another follow-up to the Tree ult. We've seen a lot of games where Tree gets drafted without a lot of thought behind it. It doesn't seem very synergistic. And the Sand King definitely rounds that out a lot. So the team fight definitely in NIP's favor here. Empire's going to rely a lot more on skirmishing and hopefully Chappie just going off. Empowered daggers can win you a team fight from 1,200 range away.
Yeah. It's those coup de grace procs mixed in between. It's a lot of damage that could potentially be happening here. So, but yeah, Womp combo team fight presence is strong, really on both sides here, as you're getting at Sand King on top of that overgrowth. But then you got Disruptor, of course, the Static Storm in response even to the RP. So both sides have their benefits, and definitely got some late game scaling to top it all off. But we're going to see Mickey playing the Lina against. Oh wait, yeah, it's going to be FN's on Slark.
Mid PA.
But I thought FN is usually their mid player.
He usually is. I mean, the only person I've seen crazy enough to do mid Slark consistently in a competitive game was Flea when he was playing it for a little while, when he was playing mid for Onyx.
Huh.
I've seen it. It's hard.
All right,
like, the general idea is you get a quicker 6 on mid Slark, and then you can use that to leverage jungle farm. I don't know, though. It's going to be super risky if that's actually what they decide to do.
Yeah. He bought items as if he is going more of the side lane, to be fair. So
they're just going to swap it up here.
yeah. Chappie will be mid.
And this, I think, is a huge boon to teams. Teams that can swap their carry and mid laner, or we've seen a few teams where their off lane and their carry can swap. It's huge because in drafting, then you don't know who's going to be on what hero. You don't necessarily know what items are going to play. And it kind of gets you more specialists, right? When people know one hero that well, then it's always a risk.
Magnus, he's hiding here. He's actually going to be spotted out, but...
Era has so much armor. You're never going to poke him out.
Wow, yeah, 11 armor, jeez.
Yeah, TV's armor is filthy. That's one of the main reasons why we don't see TVs pick up items like AC. Basically any armor item, because they just have so much inherently in their toolkit. And for a long time, Elder Titan was the big counter, because he strips off all armor gained out of Agi. Like all base armor.
Yeah.
So... was seen for a while. Our poor Elder Titan has since been put out to pasture.
Yeah, he's not picked up often. Although, again, I feel like OG, winning all these majors here, and they run some of these heroes that aren't the quote-unquote meta. Like the Elder Titan. I know they picked up at least once or twice. Phoenix, we saw quite a bit of it, so we talked about. Arc Warden, although it sucked. They did that. I mean, they're not afraid to be different.
Yeah, they'll do whatever they think is going to work for that game, and they're not willing to, or they're totally willing to test the waters. If they go up a game in a series, you never know what's coming the next game.
Well, we got the laning phase coming about here, and I guess probably fairly expected as far as what's happening here.
Yeah. I want to see what they do with Hani on this tree. He's holding his level 1 skill point. And it's going to have a lot to do with how this game goes. Taking Leech Seed right off the bat.
Gostic just immediately skewers backwards, so getting that level 1 and just simply trying to stay alive.
That's a trade you're pretty happy with. If you force Mag into taking Skewer right away at level 1, he basically can't go up to this creep wave unless Skewer is up. And it's going to really hurt his jungle potential.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing, I think. And in fact, in hindsight, I almost kind of wonder if he would have rather maybe gone the Iron Talon and just straight into the jungle at this point. But
he's getting a little bit here just because Disruptor's taking liberties to pull as opposed to helping zone.
That's true. Let's get that solo experience. But bottom lane's not going much better for Trixie, although moving up here, but Poshka poking at him with some right clicks. Doesn't have that bash, but he does have the charge. Comes into play right here. And this is going to be a shrine use for Magnus as he goes back.
Yeah, Trixie will probably do the same here in just a second. Use the last of his mana on Burrows, so he's got to be a little scared. If Slark pounces on him, he could die right here. Oh, Trixie, brave soul.
By the way, middle lane. Oof, Chappie, he's getting a little low, but he'll be fine.
Yeah, the lane's definitely rough for him. It used to be a little better. Stifling Beggar's cast point was better. The range was longer, but he'll be all right. It's kind of one of those survive kind of things, and when a rotate comes in, if you're 6, one coup de grace proc can turn the tides.
I'll take your
You almost have the glimpse that is used onto Magnus as he skewered away, and that could have potentially been a dangerous spot for Gostic, but he's able to stay just out of range and make his way back to base and heal on up before going back up top. But again, he is still level 1, one creep away really from level 2, but as expected, an issue here.
SP is just sitting on Trixie. Trixie wanted to hatch it before the Shrine, or Quelling Blade, and just try to go jungle, but Miposhka is just bash-godding him right now.
He's going to do a little bit of damage. The Caustic Finale helping tanking a little bit, but...
He thought about charging Trixie.
Yeah, he's just got to like take it over the jungle even. He's going to block this spawn here at 3 minutes. And casually walk it off.
Man, the life of an offlaner. Mag's level 2, 0-0-0, no CS.
Yeah, that's going to happen. Middle matchup, it's, as you said, expected somewhat. 19-3 Lina versus a 12-0 PA right now. But again,
the thing to look at,
alive.
The thing to look at for PA here is what skill point she takes at level 8. In mid lane, generally, wow, going very aggressive. Okay.
Pushing him back. No.
Okay. Well, so normally they'll take Max Blur second because Phantom Strike you're kind of all in if you're going to go on mid PA, right? If you're going to commit to one Phantom Strike, you're pretty much going to be in that fight till you die. So usually they'll max blur for the trade value, but against Alina, she's just able to combo you. The autos don't matter nearly as much.
Oh, this is interesting. By the way, this could be a first blood right here. Mickey, LSA will land. Does he have Dragon Slave? He does. He gets the kill. Chappie wants to get the turn kill, at least on a Mickey, and he will do so. Ends up being a 1-for-1, but Mickey will get that first blood benefit there.
Yeah, all in all, still favoring Empire, though, because Chappie's getting more experience out of it since Mickey got extra experience before he died, and more gold, so then the gold swing factor. So it was actually very even in gold, but Chappie ended up getting a little more XP.
Yeah.
This rotation from Hani, though. Oh, he missed the stun. Feels bad.
Hani.
Oh, he doesn't have stun yet.
Yeah, I was
No
going to
Nature's
say,
Skies.
no Nature's Guys even.
Blended in with the trees.
Basically is one. Walk-in tree right there. Mickey couldn't get close enough, so Chappie will be fine. And Maposhka, he's living ballsy here and might regret that decision, although he will avoid the LSA. But a glimpse is ready for Insania. He had a little bit of a pathing issue there, but it doesn't matter. Dragon Slave to finish the job. Mickey credit for the kill. So yeah, Spirit Breaker, or ambitious there.
Definitely. It was a good try, but I think, if I remember it, Thunderstruck is the highest level 1 damage ability that you don't have to like stick to them for. Other than Edict or Gyrocopter Q, it's 160 damage right away at level 1.
So yeah, you
So that
just
was
press
more
it,
than
you
enough.
walk away, yeah.
Yeah, save the glimpse.
No point to use it there. Sand King, bottom lane, he's being charged on. Breath comes out from Jakiro. That's a level 2 liquid fire as well, but Sand King able to Burrow strike out. And he'll be fine. As Tree and Protector porting in to help him out as well. But again, still no Nature's Guys, but he's going to hide nearby. But here's the charge back in. The Burrow strike there with the last second. The Leash going to miss it the result, but FN with the Dark Pact, it is not enough damage. He will live.
Dual Breath was so close.
That was.
All right, so Dual Breath on Jakiro, worth talking about here real quick. When he uses that skill, it's 2 pulses. The first one is the dot, the second one is the slow. You can hit with one and not the other. That was the cleanest, freest Laguna Blade ever.
Sliced right there.
Hey, you're in a box, almost the exact size as Light Striker, eh? I wonder what's going to happen. But yeah, so depending on which one hit, if the fire one had caught there, the first tick of that would have burned Trixie to death there for sure.
Well, I think, yeah, the Leech Seed also helping to keep him alive there at that point. So good use there from Tree and Protector.
And he's opting to skip guys. He went level 2 Leech Seed.
Gonna tank the Slark right here. I don't know if that's gonna last forever though. Yeah, I need to be careful about that. So, but yeah, Hani, that is an interesting choice. I mean, not getting the value point even in the Nature's Guys. Nice job by Maposhka, by the way.
Is he in trouble
Pushes
though?
him back,
But
and oh boy, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah?
I glimpse it at worst case, and it's not even needed.
worth. Got the bounty ring.
Yeah, it's totally worth it, right? Give up a kill to Era, no big deal.
Yeah, not a problem. It's not like it's a hyper carry or anything.
Yeah, he's he's a little over the top here.
King R is skipping Ice Path entirely. We've seen this from the few Jakiro games we've seen. This means they need to be pressuring bot tower. Get that tower early on, open the map up, Slark can then kind of go jungle more freely and just catch the bot wave when it bounces. That'd be what I would expect him to do. Instead, he's on a little boarding adventure. Ooh.
Oh, he's middle lane.
That Ob's ward is so close to the tower range.
Also seeing the tower as a result, but yeah, you see the just out of the circle right there. So good placement ultimately from King R, and he's making his way back to the bottom lane. He's going to be found though. Sand King is low.
He wants to hit the shrine. He wants to hit the shrine in turn.
Oh, help Hani! Oh no, Hani, he got leashed on in behind. Burrow Strike's going to be late, and now Trixie doesn't get the full benefit of the shrine either. That was really awkward for NIP. No Sandstorm as mentioned. The poor man shield not going to mitigate enough. FN picks up the double kill on Slark. Meanwhile, middle lane though, Mickey's like, I got a turn kill. Takes out.
Yeah,
Chappie.
so mid the first time when PA went in and I was confused there wasn't a light strike on it. Yeah, that time same thing happened. He W'd in, Mickey just light striked at his feet, pressed all his buttons. Easy kill.
Yeah, that's scary if you're the other side. And I know, that's getting the double kill at the bottom lane, but Mickey, especially with his play style, this is what he loves to have, and NFP happy to have with him is getting this very good start.
So fast. That Haste-Rune.
Haste helps with that.
Yeah, no, definitely good spot overall for NIP. They got the kills on the people they need them on. Era got an early one to accelerate the farm. Mickey's been doing well. 4 kills already to Mickey's name. So literally all 5 kills between Era and Mickey right now.
So Chappie, meanwhile, I mean, Chappie's not doing horrendous. He has died a couple of times, but only one. That was his first death. That's right. Okay, so he has 3,000 net worth there.
Yeah, 2 of them were on Spirit Breaker, maybe 3.
That's right.
And then the one on Chappie.
Yeah, he's 0-4 and 3 actually on Spirit Breaker. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Jakiro is going to be taken out, and I believe that was a glimpse back, right? No, that wasn't. Okay,
no.
I thought I saw the animation of the glimpse there for a second.
Catch him with Burrow hit Epi. Once you know he doesn't have Ice Path, you're able to do that pretty freely.
Thought he might caught somebody TPing in, but nope. Has level 3 of glimpse though. So maxing that out first, of course, going to get that maximum range.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Glimpse is one of those skills that if you have a really bursty lineup like they do with this Lina, and to be honest, meta is burst too. Like 3 TV autos will chunk somebody out. Then you kill someone right away, you force the enemy team to start backing up. That's when Glimpse really shines. When you can pull someone who's trying to retreat back into the fight and get a bonus kill. That's the whole benefit of Disruptor. That's probably the best thing he can do.
Triple fire.
Well, bottom lane, Disruptor actually going to port out back to the top and move around with Trian, who is just passing up Nature's guys altogether. He has level 2 lead seed, he's even got level 3 living armor now.
I'll take your
So, not a fan of the Nature's guys, and instead going to be smoked up right here at the top lane. Port is coming in from Magnus.
I want this tower. TB committed meta for this tower push.
There we go, Mapushka going to give them a chance right here, at least to get 1 kill. He's definitely dead. He was not expecting everyone else.
He definitely gave a kill.
Top tower is under attack.
Yep. There was a chance
tower.
to get 1.
Hey, they took advantage. Well done, NIP.
I mean, I'm trying to imagine what happened there. Like, he was saying, I'm going. Ghost Six like, no, I can't go in yet.
Or there was a call that they were all missing, and then all of a sudden they're all top.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Glimpse back. Chappie. Laguna Blade right off the bat. Couple of auto attacks. No, it's not going to be enough. Nice magic wand use right there. And he will manage to survive. Ice Path now does come down. And Mickey forced to play back.
Mickey got a little greedy. He saw the glimpse point, could have Light Strike Raid on top, had the mana to cast everything, and instead thought the Laguna was enough damage.
It wasn't.
So the PA was kind of taking the same thought process as me. Blur is not great into a Lina matchup. Screw it, just max Phantom Strike. And there's a huge Ancient stack that she's taking right now.
Yeah. You know, normally it has trouble doing Ancient stacks, but there's this ability called Empower that helps out quite a bit.
You know, Breaky, there was a time PA didn't have trouble taking Ancient stacks and used to go Battle Fury first item every game. That era is long gone.
Rip that item. Despite getting buffed over and over lately.
Yeah, it's never going to get picked up until it's so overly buffed that a team decides they want to try it, and then all of a sudden it's going to be meta again.
Yeah. Oh, it'll come back. I'm confident in that.
But that's a huge boon for the PA here. Almost a Deso, like 800 gold away, coming off a really rough laning phase.
Yeah. You know, Sand King's hunting around the middle lane. He has about 1,000 gold saved up, so Blink Dagger next in line for him, but he's waiting for a chance here. Seeing if he can catch anybody out of position. And he definitely don't have any vision, does the Radiant side up here, so Empire unaware that Sand King's sitting on the uphill, but don't think they're going to be able to make a play with it. As Insanity is heading towards the bottom lane, and Era and Hani are already down here, actually. In fact, Lina ports in, so they want to push.
Yeah, one more image and then smashing meta. This tower's going to melt.
There we go. Gets clockwork right there for them. Got Sand King middle lane. He's going to take some harassment from a dagger, but enough to kind of thwart them off from heavy pushing middle as a response, and that's an easy tower kill, as you mentioned. And that meta's still up for a little bit longer. In fact, they're going to smoke up and hope to find a gank here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Another 30-ish seconds on meta. Enough time to rotate mid, and if you don't find anyone, try to put pressure on that tower. They're doing a really nice job here of keeping the towers full health on the NIP side through living armor, making it so that it's really hard for Empire to find a response. They're trying to get top, and this might be their first successful push.
is under attack.
But it's going to have to be for a 2-for-1 trade, as middle is looking like it's going to fall as well.
Oh, yeah.
Radiant structures are
That meta is going to last just long enough, I feel like. Fortification, it's going to wear off right here. Okay, well, maybe not. Yeah, maybe 5 more seconds on it, but instead you have to go melee form, and that's not as push-heavy.
Yeah, still no Blink on Mag yet, so you're not super scared of like a Blink RP coming in. And no Nether Strike yet up on the Spirit Breaker. The supports are having definitely a rough life on the Empire side.
Yeah, Jakiro, you see, he's basically got nothing other than brown boots to work with here. The Shadow Blade of Slark hasn't been able to make too much happen with that just yet. Blink Dagger on Magnus, 1,800 gold saved up. There's the Bloodstone, though. On to Lina.
I'm still torn on Bloodstone Lina. We've seen games where it seems like it pops off and you're just this frontline tank throwing spells and just doing a ton of damage. But if you die once or twice, it's the same kind of thing as Storm. It just starts feeling really lackluster. I get you're picking it up for the talent you get at 15. That coupled with a 30-second respawn time means you're basically on instant respawn timer for the next like 5 deaths.
Yeah. Yeah, it still feels like it's the go-to. The occasional we will see that Yules again picked up, if anything, but the Bloodstone definitely more the traditional build as of late here, and Mickey going to keep to that. Okay, going the cast range challenge on level 10. I continue to find that interesting, you know, with from player to player even, as far as what they decide there with that level 10 talent now.
It just comes down to the fact that Dragons or Lightstriker is such an awkward cast range. It's a little bit closer than Laguna, and it's way closer than Dragon Slave. So getting the extra cast range lets you stun from a safer distance, and get that full combo off out of range of most people's initiation.
Slark, Shadow Blade, he's maybe looking to set up kind of a flank here. If they had any kind of vision, man, that would be a dead Slark right now, but he's just going to sit on top of them instead. Continues to scout out. Again, no Nature's Guys yet on Hani. He's not like that ability, apparently. Instead, Slark will make his way on out of there. So it seems almost silly to me. Not actually RP in the middle lane. The catch Mickey. That's a big catch for them. Is it enough damage though? The living armor being maxed out. It will save Mickey. Actually goes for the turn call to Chappie. It is not enough though. Chappie able to Phantom Strike away for the time being, but the Burrow Strike secures the job and out of cost. Perhaps for Trixie. Look at the channel of the epicenter. It's not going to be stopped. He gets the full epicenter off right here by King R. Just tanky enough to get out of there and survive, pending some meta auto attacks. But well, Lina, that is that Bloodstone. He's already back up and back with the team now.
Yeah, I mean, that part about it's great. He's still alive. They can look to try to push a little more. RP is down now, so you're not really scared of much. Sand King's Blink is done. This is a great spot for NIP to push this advantage.
What do they do with this, though? They try to make a plan to Slark. The Glimpse, though, put him in an awkward spot, so they can't really go for him. Instead, they're going to transition bottom. Try to go for tier 2 down here.
That is just about done, so won't have that to push in.
Oh, wow, he did kill himself. I didn't even notice that. Did
Radiant's bottom
Mickey
tower
there?
is under attack.
So, figuring he was dead anyways, and the right call, it seems like.
Yeah, he was on a kill streak, too. He didn't want to give up the streak gold.
Oh, good point, yeah. Keeps up there at the second in net worth currently, but Terrorblade has overtaken, and now 8,300 net worth for him. Dragonlance, a Yasha to be finished, so, again, very routine stuff here. But, you know, going back to Treant Protector, if he does not get it at level 8, I'm just baffled, honestly. You just need to at least get the 1 point.
The problem with that skill is 1 point is pretty useless. At this point especially, it's only a 0.4 second bash. The fade time isn't anywhere near fast enough to like save you if you get caught. He did pick it up here, and I mean, he's gonna have to just grind more levels.
Yeah. Obviously, eventually wants it to be all maxed out there, but as far as how you do it in the earlier game, I see what you're saying for sure. It does feel so weak, but just even if anything, the mobility around the map and having that invis is just a nice tool. But meanwhile, Aegis is claimed. Realize caught up in that discussion, and Empire's just taking out Roshan meanwhile.
Yeah, I was watching it the whole time. There just wasn't any vision from NIP to make a play in the pit. So while they may have had an idea, it was probably too late by the time they were going to rotate people. But they know they're ahead. Instantly 5-man smoking, or 4-man smoking, Air is going to farm. But want to find a catch. And unfortunately, it might be Maposhka yet again. Maybe Slark. Getting FN would be huge here.
Yeah, that would be a big target. He does have a Shadow Blade. I'm guessing they have some kind of reveal.
He's feeling it.
I don't know. Yeah, they didn't scan, did they? That was just
Now
simply-
Mickey's gonna pop. Yeah, Mickey knows he's shadow bladed in the area, but good play by him. Just FN says screw it, I want out. But his TP has 40 seconds left.
Now they're wasting time on him at least. It's a positive to take from it. Hani might scout
This is
him
where
here.
yeah, this is where you let Hani just go run around. He finds him.
Whoa, that was awkward. Got a leash right into him right there, and he's going to pop the Shadow Dance right as the Burrow Strike comes in. Epicenter, as a result, going to miss as well. Glimpse? Nope.
Epicenter
That was
missed.
the
Hani
overgrowth.
missed the overgrowth.
Oh, boy.
Dire's middle tower
I thought FN was the one that was kind of sucky for him because he mentioned no TP, so he's going to be wasting time, but he's wasting abilities on the other side. He's wasting their time. And
Yeah,
IP.
it was really unfortunate. Trixie thought he timed the Dark Pack properly, that the stun was going to hit, but it was one of the last couple ticks of Dark Pack ripping off the
Dire's
stun,
middle tower is
which
under
kind of just set all of that up in a disaster.
Yeah. Well, great getaway
Generally-
from that then.
Once they saw the Slark Dark Pack there, Hani should have ripped the ultimate right away. You just overgrowth him while he's invis in the Shadow Dance. You know Dark Pack's still on cooldown for another few seconds. That'll get you out of Shadow Dance, and then you have Vision. But they thought it might have been able to get it without, tried to save the skills, and in the end, end up blowing a couple key ultimates that are going to be down for a while now.
Meanwhile, Phantom Assassin, can't forget about how he's been progressing. In fact, BKB just purchased right there. So that's going to be delivered.
Dire's
This is
middle
spike number
tower
1
is
for
under
the PA.
attack.
You got your first damage item in BKB. This is when you can go in and commit on one target. Like he can say, all right, I'm killing Mickey, and just BKB and commit
Dire's
hard on
top
him.
tower is under attack.
There it is, delivered. TA, by the way, choosing to go a full S and Y, so he does not go the Manta style. Instead goes to Saint Yasha, jump on it, Saint Static Short's put down though, and Chappie, perhaps overambitious, but he pops that new BKB of his, and he'll finish the job on Disruptor a couple of auto attacks later. Ice Path not catching anyone though, as meanwhile Trixie's just trying to run this whole time. Can he Burrow Strike away? He can. RP is still ready to
Dire's
use.
top tower is under
Forgot may
attack.
use right
Oh,
here.
what? Why? Trixie,
Yeah.
why?
He gets out the RP at least, but yeah, he dying as a result. It's never a trade you necessarily want to be taking.
He knew Mag's blink cooldown was longer than his. That was really a bizarre TP.
In the moment,
Dire's middle tower
panic,
is under
perhaps.
attack. Dire's
Like it.
structures
And this might turn into a T1 from Empire, something they desperately need. This tree's been holding off tower pushes so well.
yeah, our Living Armor's actually off cooldown, but he tried to cast it there at the last
Dire's
second.
middle tower has fallen.
Fortunately,
Yeah, if
bit
there's
too
a
late.
whole creep wave beating on that tower, it does so little.
Yeah.
You gotta stop the pushing and then armor.
Would have saved a big
Wow, what
ice
a nice
path right
path.
there. Catches a couple. Down goes Insania. Mickey's going to follow soon. He gets his burst down onto at least Spear Breakers, and he denied himself. Wow, well played. I guess it's the positive there for NIP, but again, whenever the well played is you killing yourself, I don't know if that's necessarily something to be too excited about.
Yeah. All right. So he had Boots of Travel in the quick buy on Mickey, and opted for the plate mail instead, going into an eventual Shiva's. I like the build path diversion because you know the PA hit her spike. She's gonna be diving on you. That extra armor is huge to your effective HP pool. The question is it still Boots of Travel this early on, or do you need to finish the Shivas? Do you need to get a Yule's? Something to just be a little more defensive because Mickey's getting pressured hard in these team fights.
What about even instead of... see, I don't know. I was going to say, what about just even going straight Ghost Scepter? Instead of even the play mode, just going Ghost Scepter instead.
I wouldn't hate it at all. Their only magic damage is basically Shockwave and whatever Jakiro does.
Invisibility.
Something tells me that was almost a one-shot, if not two. I missed it, unfortunately, but they found Insania. Dropped
This
him
is
quickly.
PA being PA right now. And the challenge for PA players is can they keep this lead going? We see PAs get to this point a lot. It's if they fall flat afterwards. And poor Muposhka.
Ooh, no crit.
Dire's middle tower
That will
is
be a
under
dead
attack.
Spear Breaker. Again, happens to be in a bad spot.
Well, Mickey is deceptively tanky. I mean, that's...
Oh, RP, well, he's going to need that tankiness right here. Maybe an Overgrowth off to the side, can't get there in time. Lena surviving for now, Living Armor is up. Overgrowth finally going to be used as a BKB. Phantom Assassin cannot get out of that now. Macropire, not enough damage initially, but the Liquid Fire will finish the job here from Jakiro. And now Era, he's in trouble. He has a Sunder
Ooh.
to use right here, pops his meta. The Epicenter in return as well, but FN hiding in that Shadow Dance. Looking to put the damage onto him with the BKB up on his Slark. He will throw out that Sunder, but will it matter in the long run? Probably not. The crit's coming out, and down goes Era. He's staying dead for a good 45 plus seconds. They're trying to get Trixie now. Did a good job of being evasive, though, with that Sandstorm and blinking away. But that all started with the catch on Alina.
Huh. Yeah, I'm having some minor flashbacks to the Alliance series here. But yeah, that was really unfortunate. And we actually see Lina took 50 damage instead of the respawn time, which kind of negates the whole purpose of this Bloodstone build.
Well, now it's down to 4 charges anyways. It's almost like,
Yeah.
like, why even try to go for that even further? Is this going to be a death on PA even? It is, so that's a overcommitment right there from him, but the teammates are still doing plenty of work. Take out Dream Protector.
Mickey, please.
Mickey going back in. The pounce, at least it's not going to leash, but it will not be enough to keep Mickey alive. Just too much outright support here, and some taunts even thrown in from Empire. Love it.
Oh boy, this game is just bloody. Like, both teams just overcommitting, and Empire getting the better of it because their cooldowns are lower. Nothing you have other than RP is really a long necessary cooldown to take a fight. Whereas if you're NIP, you need Overgrowth, you need Epicenter, you need Static Storm. Like the meta is another huge one. And without those, it's very hard for NIP to take team fights.
Why isn't Blink a thing on Alina's? I've never fully understood that. Just never see Blink initially.
It kind of sort of is, but you also have to look at how many other Blinks and Force Stabs are bought in a game. Blinking into Light Strike area is slow. Any pro player worth his weight in salt is going to be able to blink or Force Staff away before that connects. So it's not really a great initiation tool. It'd be okay in this game to follow up on the Overgrowth from the Blink Burrow. Hold on here, Mika's in trouble.
Where is he dying up here? Oh yeah, he has living armor put up. FN's just trying to finish the job, but enough to do so. He's like, all right, I'll take the easier kill. Kills Disruptor, but we're not even done just yet. Overgrowth. Guess who it is? Spear Breaker. He went a little too far again.
Yeah.
Goes down.
And part of it's the talent tree, right? Now that Lina has some damage talents and, eventually the attack range talent, going Shadow Blade tends to be higher value than Blink if you want to get some type of a movement item.
That is true. I just, just the idea though, like the catch. But you're right with the LSA channel up. It does feel a little weaker. Not using it for that big burst potential.
One of the slowest stuns in the game.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of.
Lesh
Ice
Rat
Pad's
comes to
obviously
mind.
worse. Lesh and Lina are actually fairly similar.
Yeah.
It feels worse on Lesh, but it's very comparable. Speaking of, where has Lesh been? I think Lesh is a pocket good hero in this patch.
Need complexity. Need to watch them more.
Yeah, basically. They haven't picked it this patch, have they?
And they haven't played much at all.
Oh, that's true. They gotta win qualifiers to play games, right?
They play
Sorry,
a couple
Beef.
of games later today.
All right. So back to this game here. Very close game, honestly, overall. With the pace and the way that the teams are dictating and taking these fights, it's going to come down to whether NIP can get a big team fight win on the ults, not have to use the ults defensively. As soon as they can get on the aggressive with those buttons, the game may change. But very quick scout out on the Roche here from Empire, and they're going straight into this pit. NIP needs to get aware of this quick.
There's no vision. They only got one really in the middle lane here, and nothing's really
It's gone.
telling them that it's happening. Yeah, it's an easy Roshan in the end. That's another Aegis champion picking it up yet again. So NIP can tell they almost like scatter after they're like, ah, crap, that just happened. Now what? Now what do we do here? Well,
Wait.
be careful not to get caught, actually, and that may happen here. FN, he's sneaking in the background. He's looking for a prime target, and that's an illusion right there. Meanwhile, the Laguna played a lot of damage, but not enough. BKB pop by champion. That gives him the cue to go in. 4 staff away for Lina, though, keeping her alive. Overgrowth will lock down the Phantom. It sends him with the RP in the backlash. Nice static storm, though, from Insania. Will stop the follow-up. However, it's still enough damage to take out Mika, but the epicenter coming out for Trixie. Not enough overall, though. He's now trying to live himself. Era is still alive in the midst of this. Again, Sunder is still ready to go. Gonna need to use it very shortly here. Can he get it off? The Ice Path goes down. Can he get it off? No, he cannot. Down goes Terrorblade, and now Insania also gonna get picked off. McIntyre burning him down into the ground. And a one fight for Empire there. 3-0.
Wow. That was such a good static storm from Insania. It was just so unfortunate. Era's only target to go on was the Aegis PA right in front of him. And with Max Blur, that's not an easy kill.
No. No, that is not happening. Apparently Mika crashed right
I wonder
there.
if he crashed in that team fight. He had Bloodstone Suicide up and didn't use it.
Ugh, slack.
And we know how religious he's been with getting those off.
it's down to 2 charges. That's
Yeah.
pretty worthless item right now. It's just stats.
I mean, it's not even combat stats. It's just like a giant soul booster, basically.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That'll happen. It goes back to that what you're talking about last game with the Storm Spirit, even, and just the idea of the item, how it's you're kind of almost wagering on the item that you're going to do well, which is fine. Obviously, you know, the idea that you expect yourself to do well it makes sense, but once you start falling behind with it, die a couple of times, those charges go down, and all of a sudden that net worth, you're thinking back like, yeah, I probably would have been better off in hindsight now. Something else, so. But
Dire's bottom tower is under
it's
attack.
a struggle here for this team of NIP, and with Lena so far behind now, even though the net worth is up, like I said, those Bloodstone charges being only 2. You got Terrorblade. He's, again, choosing to go that S and Y. We never really talked too much about that, but
Dire's
that's a
middle
little
tower has
different
fallen.
as well. You would have figured using the Manta style, if anything, but
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a odd build path there. Maybe he just thought that the main was more important than the Manta itself. He's just dead. But, I mean, I guess it's a little bit cheaper. It's roughly the same combat stats. You just don't get the images off of it. And the break itself from the Manta, like removing status debuff, there's not a lot to remove on this. There's Liquid
Dire's
Fire.
top tower is under attack.
That's the extent of it. Destroying a dagger, maybe.
does it get you out of Pounce Leash?
No.
Doesn't get that even,
Dire's
so.
top tower
Not unless,
has fallen.
okay, if you're way on the edge and you hit it and you spawn on the top part of it, like on the far side,
Okay.
it can.
Well, Mickey,
Not reliably.
he would
That-
wish he
that's
had a way
game.
to get out of that. Yeah, he's going to die, though. He buys back immediately, so last-ditch effort here now for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Gonna get those pajamas on and go full throttle now. But, oh, Chappie, speaking of full throttle, he's like, hey, that's a kill. Stifling Dagger in, and no, he gets a Stifling Dagger stun right there. He says, Phantom Strike, please. Goes in. Did he overcommit? Possibly. Phantom Assassin. There's the RP, though, and that should all but do it. Call GG quickly before you die. Nah, they didn't do it.
Wow. That's nuts. That was a huge RP. RP with double empower on 2 melee carries is
Dire's
filthy.
top barracks has fallen.
Yeah, no, very well played by Empire, and, you know, again, we mentioned that longer series they had coming into this and not much of a break. Well, it looks pretty clean overall, honestly. Looked pretty good, and NIP has their work cut out for them here. Going into game number 2. Take a look at the scoreboard here at the end of it, too. I don't know. I mean, as far as draft goes, again, it wasn't. Even usually my complaint too whenever I have to see, you know, Mickey, this up and coming mid player, it's like they didn't give him a Mickey hero. Lena's definitely a Mickey hero, so it wasn't even that even. He had a good start, as we mentioned.